Hello, Freedom Nation. It's Jeff here once again with another episode of the Freedom Nation podcast. And on my show today, I've got Robert Roose. And Robert's got a really interesting story to tell. He was part of the FIRE movement, which we've talked about here on the show before. That was kind of how he started his world out. And we'll talk a little bit about his transition after that and what he's doing now. He's really involved in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. I know a lot of you have had some questions on that. Is it a good investment vehicle? How can I invest in blockchain? How does it all work? So I think we'll get a really good breakdown on that from Robert today. So stay tuned. We'll be right back on in just 1 second. All in you. Everything you're looking for, it's all in you. You gotta believe that it's all in you. Everything you're searching for, it's all in. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I've got Robert Roose on the phone today, or on the channel today. Robert, how you doing, buddy? Happy Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, whatever you guys call it, wherever you're at. I know you're in Serbia right now, correct? Awesome. Oh, really? I did not know that. So they kind of do it at the end of Advent then, or yep. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. That's actually really cool then that they wait until they kind of work through the whole, section and then hit the Epiphany is when they celebrate. Okay, that's very cool. Well, why don't we get started? Tell us your story a little bit. How did you get to where you're at today? Let's talk a little bit about the fire, the fire movement stuff that you did, and then what that transition was like afterwards, and then we'll get into what you do today. What? Okay. Hmm. 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 Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Well, and I mean that's kind of the dream a lot of people have. You know what? I want to work hard, and then I just want to be able to go off and enjoy life and I think fire movement, it's all about retirement. I want to retire and not have to work again and all that. What was that like for you? Because I mean, it's still, you were what, 28, so it's a pretty young age to just kind of hang up your spurs at that point. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Hmm. Sure. Yeah. Well, and you're 28, so I mean, yeah, you might run across some other nomadic folks that are out there, but a lot of them aren't necessarily cut the same cloth as you are. I mean, you come from a hardcore business side, and a lot of them are just like, I just want to go wander around the world, and I'll live on whatever I can live on at that point. So it's not the same kind of people, and you're too young to hang out with the retirees that are out there. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Mm, okay. Yeah. Mhm, mhm. But you can. Yeah. Mhm, mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you said, I mean, after a week, it's like, okay, I'm done. What else do I do? I always love, working with retirees for, going on 30 years now. I love, when I sit down with a client and say, well, what are you going to do when you retire? What's the plan? Well, I'm going to sleep. Okay, well, that's 2 days. What do you do after that? Well, we're going to travel. Okay, well, after you've done that for a couple months, what do you do after that? I don't know. And it doesn't matter if you're 28 or if you're 68, if you don't have a purpose in life. And I think you identified that you need to have purpose, and it's okay if you start businesses. You're doing it not because you have to, you're doing it because you love it and you like to do it. Yep. Mm, yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm. Yep. What 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 am I gonna do? Yeah, what do actually yeah, what is it that I do at that point? I mean, it's a big thing with Freedom Day and our Freedom Day method. I mean, the second step in the process is develop a bucket list. Have that list of things that here's things that cause me to have purpose, and also that I'm living intentionally instead of just kind of wandering around aimlessly. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Yeah. It would have been it's probably a cool gig for you where it's like, okay, we're on the very, very forefront of a lot of that. And Mhm. 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 Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. There's only so many cathedrals you can see in your life. There's yeah, it's it gets to be the point. We did a kind of a cross European tour one time, and I'm like, after the 10th cathedral, I'm like, I get it. It's basically the same place in just a different location, around there. So yeah, I mean, I totally understand, and I see where you're coming from there. That build something that you can just bring with you wherever you're at. So you can continue to build your company no matter where you're located at. Mm, mm, mm. Yep. Mm, mhm, mm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna freak them out, and they're just gonna freeze up and not work. I mean, I same thing for me. I mean, when I left my last employer, my actual, I have determined since that I'm genetically unemployable, but when I left my last employer, I was in the financial services industry, and I couldn't work a job and also build a business on the side because I had to report all that income, and I had to report, having that business. So I ended up having to quit, and it was massively stressful for 4 years of trying to keep my head above water, build a business from, ground up. And, it probably, I will say, helped me because it forced me to make it work and figure out how to work. But it's a massively stressful way to live, and if you're not really built that way, or if your mindset is not good and you don't have that kind of just don't quit mentality, you're gonna get, yeah, it'll crush you, and then you're just gonna end up tucking your tail between your legs and going back to work in the 9 to 5. Mm. Yeah. Yep. Mm. Yeah. Well, but I think for you though, I mean, the thing you did right though was you built you built your emergency reserve. You built your, if you didn't make any money right now, you'd still be okay. So not having the financial stress on you, I think is fine. Now, some people will stress them. They'll find ways to stress themselves out about stuff, but I'm the same way. I mean, I just like, okay, money's taken care of. I don't really worry about that anymore. And yes, do I want to make more? Of course, but I don't worry about the basics anymore. And I think that's the biggest thing, having that, the freedom of knowing, okay, I don't have that worry. I basically, I don't have a job. So I don't necessarily have to worry about time and being stressed about having to, work all these hours and all that. I work where I work. Sometimes that means I work an 80-hour week. Sometimes that means I work a 20-hour week. It just depends, but I get to make that choice. Yep. Yeah. Mm. Yep. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yep. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like you said, I mean, it's I I I respect people the most that have to pay other people because we all have. I mean, we all have cash flow issues. I mean, it's just the nature of business. Not everything works the way we want it to, and money doesn't always come in the way we want it to. So we all have that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, getting to the point where you don't have to worry about the base needs, the essentials, and okay, yeah, so maybe I can't afford to go take a trip or something like that today, but I can take it in a month or two down the road. Or, hey, I've got to figure out how to pay my employees. Okay, let me get creative with this on how to make that work. Totally agree. I think there's always going to be cash flow issues regardless of who you are. I don't care how much you make, you're always going to have cash flow issues. And I always think back to Bruce Springsteen one time said something, and he's like, well, when you make more than $4,000 a day, you have more than $4,000 a day problems. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Sure. I don't need them. Yeah. I was laughing. I just finished rereading because I'm this year I'm kind of rereading some books that I've read before, but kind of using them to redesign my life for the next 3 years. And I was rereading Tim Ferriss's 4 Hour Work Week, and it's so funny where he's talking about what when he kind of reduced his life down, and he was getting ready to go travel. And he's like, I realized I wore the same 5 t-shirts and same 4 pairs of jeans. That's all I ever wore. He's like, I just got rid of every other piece of clothing I owned outside of those and one pair of dress pants. And then that was it. That was his travel mode at that point. Yep. 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 Yeah. It's, mm, yeah. Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about your transition into crypto because you started investing, I'm assuming, in crypto, and then you've really gotten involved in the infrastructure side of it, the blockchain side of it, correct? Okay. Yep. Okay. Hmm. Okay. 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 Hmm. Hmm. Sure. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. You shouldn't. Yeah, we shouldn't hear about you because it's something's not working right if we hear about you. Yeah. Hmm. Sure. So what do you see? I mean, there's a ton of different projects in the crypto space. There's multiple blockchains that are out there. What do you see happening as it seems to becoming more accepted? I look at it from I think I've made my first crypto investments this year for clients. Not like I'm just ahead of the game here, but I see it as a little bit more acceptance, at least here in the United States, on the crypto side. What do you see changing? What do you see happening with blockchain and how it gets integrated more into the world. Yep. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Which is nice. Yeah, that is the one benefit of that European Union is that once you're in one place, you're in everywhere, which is nice. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Yeah. Well, yeah, just go out there and yeah, knock it out. Just transfer money in between all those, and yeah, when somebody reaches out to you and says, "Hey, I can help you," it's probably not a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah, well, you have stable currencies too, which is the other part of it where, Venezuela and Argentina have been a complete mess for, going on 30 years now. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Sure. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Do you find it, especially being nomadic like you are, is it easier for you having crypto to be able to kind of bounce between all these different countries and things like that? Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Robert, thank you for being on. Wanted to shift gears and jump into the fast five questions. You ready? All right. All right. So, first question: you wake up in the morning, business is completely gone. You have $500 in your pocket, a laptop computer, place to live. What do you do first? Okay. Hmm. Awesome. What's the biggest business mistake you've ever made? Hmm. Yep. No. Yeah. Hope is never a good strategy. What's a good book that you'd recommend for our audience? Okay. Yep. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Just no need for it at all. Yeah. 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 I like that. I like that a lot. What's a tool that you use every day that you might recommend? Okay. Mm. Got it. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, I do too. I was telling the gentleman before you I interviewed today, same answer. And I was telling him yeah, it stays a tab up all the time on my computer because I use it nonstop. And I've tried Gemini and some of the other ones, and I just don't think they're anywhere in the same ballpark as where chat's gone over the last 2 years. Okay, last question. What is your definition of freedom? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I love it. Well, Robert, thank you for being on today, and thank you for sharing your story. I think it was a fantastic one for today. And for those that are starting to plan their 2025 and their journey towards their Freedom Day, I think it's just wonderful advice about kind of building what lifestyle you want before you start jumping out into it. Yeah. Excellent. Well, enjoy your first Christmas, then your second one in a few weeks, or in a week and a half. And I appreciate you coming on. Thanks a lot. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us, Robert. If somebody wants to learn a little bit about you or learn a little bit about your current project, where's the best place to go? Okay. Okay. Okay, very cool. Outstanding. Well, thank you. And folks, thank you for joining us. This is our Christmas Eve show, our second Christmas Eve show. So Robert's going to go off in his world to Christmas, and I am checking out, breaking out the eggnog, although I hate it, and a libation and enjoying a nice dinner. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys back here the very next time.